Welcome, Chuck's Chasers. This nostalgia. How do I look?
Good.
Thanks. This nostalgia is May I Be Excused. Now, I know that it is a big part of American culture because you've seen it on the TV show, heard it on the radio. May I please be excused, or some derivation thereof. Huh? Well said? Some
We're
feedback?
filming. We're filming.
Alright.
Be a professional.
I lost my script. Anyway, just us asking to be excused from the table was that in itself was a production. Every night, weekends, weekdays, no matter what we had going on, and it was always a source of stress and panic for me, because you had to time it just right that you weren't interrupting a conversation.
Yep.
And you would be sitting there with an empty plate and, again, trying to passively, you would finish your drink and then you'd just sit there, nothing on your plate. It's very similar to waiting for the check, because you're sipping the ice cubes on your drink, not going to get any more, water or Kool-Aid. You were limited to maybe a generous 2 glasses of Kool-Aid.
Maybe.
But then you switched to water as you got older, which is fine, but whatever. And you would just have to sit there. You could not leave the confines of the kitchen. I mean, some leniency was allowed for getting up to maybe get another drink, but you had to announce your intentions, sort of like Cool Hand Luke.
You really did.
Get more Kool-Aid, boss? Getting a paper towel, boss? And that was another thing. You had to be at the ready in case there was a spill, and once a week, 3 children and all the dogs especially, there would be inevitable spill, usually of a glass of drink, and it was a calamity. And it was treated like a medical emergency. Go downstairs, get the Resolve or
The Resolve, yeah.
And you had to bring up the exact right cleaner.
Oh, if you didn't, it was like
what's wrong with you, you idiot?
They had a lititany of cleaners on the side.
And you're like, I don't know which one do you want, the orange bottle, the red bottle, the blue,
I don't know.
The spick and span, I believe, is what we would use.
Yeah.
And dinner time was a source of stress.
Here, flip it around.
Yeah.
I was a picky eater, if you could believe it. Way back then. You would think I would just shovel it in there, but I didn't. I was really skinny.
A horrible eater.
Yeah, I was a really bad eater. But with my May I Please Be Excused, you would have to time it just right, especially if you didn't like the meal that was served to you. You would sit there and you would be quiet, and Mom and Dad would talk throughout the day, but we were very close. Our dining room table was very small. It was probably about the size of this.
Full shot of that.
Here. And Ian and I were on this side, Joe was on this. Joe and Mom were on this side, and then Dad would be there. So you would have to kind of keep your head down.
Not make eye contact.
Not make eye contact, because you didn't want to gauge the reaction, because their reaction was always no matter what it was. You would look at them, and it would just give you
an exasperated what?
No. Yeah.
And you're like, all I want is to be excused.
Mm-hmm. And they could solve it by just saying, when you're done, you can go. But they had to have that control
that formality
of letting us go. So one move that we would do, and we've all tried this, was I need to go to the bathroom. And you'd go to the bathroom.
And do what you need to do.
Or not, whatever. And then you'd come back and not sit down. So you were already halfway out. And you go, can I be excused? And usually they wouldn't look at you and let you go. That was kind of like a circumvention of the rules right there.
Right.
Do you remember the bathroom trick?
I do. Because if we would be playing a video game and wanted to get to another stage or something like that, I completely forgot about that. But I guess all I wanted to add, so important that I add this for your entertainment value, today's nostalgia, is just that was the one time I was the golden child, was dinner time. Especially as I got older, experienced more foods, I was the least picky eater of the 3 of us. And I think anyone who cooks a meal loves when someone likes their food and appreciates it. I loved to eat. I have had 2 fat phases in my life, and maybe a couple of you Chuck's Chasers remember them. But that was, I would say, during dinner, as long as I kept my mouth shut, I would invariably get seconds. every single time. So we had a pretty good pattern established that they knew I would want seconds. But you'd have to ask for that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, hey, pass the, or please pass the, anything. It was, you know, again, very formal. You had to wait until there was an opening in the conversation. You know, please pass the plutonium. Scalpel, you know? That degree of severity.
Had to be well timed.
Yeah.